Okay, so has this ever happened to you? You're trying to stream a video, it's buffering and stuttering, and you're thinking, wait a minute, I've got the latest and greatest internet tech. Well, it turns out you're not going crazy. There's this real mystery where the newest protocol, HTTP/3, which was built from the ground up for speed, can sometimes actually make things slower. And get this, it's not just a feeling. The data backs it up. Researchers ran thousands of real-world tests, and what they found is kind of shocking. In browsers like Chromium, the older HTTP2 protocol actually gave people a better experience than the brand new HTTP3, a whopping 41% of the time. That's almost a coin toss. Right? This feels completely backwards. We're always told the new version is the faster version, the better version. So today, we're going to put on our detective hats and figure this out. We're going to solve the mystery of how this is even possible. All right, to solve any case, you first need to get to know the main suspects. In our story, that's the old protocol, HTTP/2, and the new one, HTTP/3. Understanding how these two work is absolutely key to cracking this whole thing wide open. So on the one hand, you've got HTTP/2. It's the established standard, the reliable workhorse of the internet. It's built on a protocol called TCP. Now, think of TCP like a single-lane highway. If one car breaks down, boom, the whole road gets blocked. Then you've got the new challenger, HTTP3. This one's built on a modern protocol called QUIC, which is way more like a multi-lane superhighway. If one lane gets blocked, who cares? Traffic just keeps on flowing in the other lanes. On paper, it's a no-brainer. HTTP3 should be the clear winner. Okay, so every good detective knows you gotta survey the scene of the crime, right? So before we can figure out why our speedy new protocol is, not being so speedy, we need to understand how the internet's delivery system gets that video to your screen in the first place. You see, most of the stuff you watch online doesn't come from some single, faraway computer. No, it comes from what's called a content delivery network, or CDN. The pizza analogy here is perfect. Instead of waiting for a pizza to get delivered all the way from Italy, you get one from the local kitchen just down the street. It's way faster. And those local pizza kitchens? In the tech world, we call them edge servers. Their entire job, their whole reason for being, is to be as physically close to you as possible. So your pizza, or, your video, arrives hot and fresh with as little delay as possible. And to make this whole thing even more efficient, CDNs use this really clever routing method called Anycast. When you click play, Anycast acts like a super smart GPS. It doesn't just find the closest edge server, it finds the best one available at that exact moment to handle your request. So the bottom line is this. The whole system, the CDN, the edge servers, Anycast, all of it, is a finely tuned machine, just built from the ground up for one thing and one thing only, speed. Which makes our paradox even more puzzling, doesn't it? Now that we've surveyed the scene, it's time to get to the good stuff, the evidence. A team of researchers put HTTP3 under a massive microscope. They ran this huge experiment to see exactly where things were going wrong, especially on networks that were a little shaky. They built this really powerful tool called H3B to do it. And they went all out. They collected data on over 5,400 hours of YouTube streaming across all kinds of browsers and network conditions, from perfect to, really bad. They were digging through all the logs looking for clues. And they found a big one. They noticed that when an HTTP/3 connection stumbles, maybe for just a split second on a bad connection, the browser is designed to play it super safe. It immediately falls back and switches to the older, more familiar HTTP/2 protocol just to make sure the stream doesn't die. And this graph right here, this is basically the smoking gun. See those lines at the top labeled DVL and real? Those represent bad network conditions. Notice how they shoot way up? That means a huge percentage of the video data was being sent over TCP. That's the highway for the old HTTP/2. The browser was falling back so often that it was barely even using the new protocol it started with. The researchers' conclusion was pretty blunt. They basically said, we conclude that fallback to TCP hinders achieving the benefits of HTTP/3. In other words, they suspected this very safety net was the main reason for all the performance problems. So to prove it, they ran this fantastic follow-up experiment. They took a totally normal browser and they put it up against one they had modified. And what they did to this second browser was they completely disabled the fallback feature. This modified browser was forced to use HTTP3 and just stick with it no matter what happened. And the results? Oh, the results were just stunning. It completely confirmed their theory. The browser that was forced to stick with the new protocol, the one without a safety net, it delivered a better streaming experience 60% of the time. The very feature that was designed to help was actually hurting performance. It's wild.
So, with all the evidence in hand, we can finally piece it all together. We can solve our mystery and explain the internet speed paradox once and for all.
So here's the big reveal. The new protocol, HTTP/3, is genuinely fast. The problem isn't the technology itself. It's the clumsy, awkward act of switching back and forth between the new and the old protocols. That switch is like a car stalling out for a second every time it tries to change gears. It just introduces these little delays that add up and tank performance. Think about it like your GPS having a total panic attack in traffic. It senses a little slowdown on the main highway, that's our HTTP 3, and it immediately starts yelling at you to get off and take the side streets, our HTTP 2. But all the time you waste getting off the exit, waiting at new stoplights, and trying to find your way, well, it actually makes your trip longer than if you just stayed put in the first place.
And there you have it. That's how we solved the paradox. The performance problems weren't because the new, faster technology failed. Nope, they were caused by a flaw in how the fix, that fallback safety net, was actually being implemented by the browser. The cure was worse than the disease.
This whole investigation leaves us with a final, really fascinating thought. The experiment proved that forcing stability by just disabling that jumpy fallback feature led to better results. It makes you wonder, maybe the future of a faster internet isn't just about building faster protocols, but about building smarter, more stable systems that actually have the confidence to stick with the best path forward.